The Irish Drift Championship descended on Mondello Park for a season opener filled with uncertainty. A number of seasoned pros had stepped away from regular competition during the off-season, and many worried that the golden era of Irish drifting may be behind us. With a host of young, unproven drivers rapidly promoted to replace them, the championship was suffering the pressure of expectation once again. Could the Underdog Championship from a small island in Western Europe prove that, despite a shortage of financial support or resources, they can still produce an event that rivals the big leagues internationally? Could they even go as far as making it perfect? It seemed like a pretty big ask. I mean, what is the perfect drift event? It's a pretty interesting question. We've all watched so many competitive rounds from so many countries at this stage. Can one really stand out anymore? To even stand a chance, you're going to need to have some pretty strong ingredients. Firstly, a challenging circuit. A high-speed, downhill, off-camber, blind, 70+-mile-an-hour entry. That should get things moving in the right direction. And maybe some tight technical transitions and immovable concrete walls should finish off the layout. Drivers aren't going to push past their limits unless the atmosphere is electric. So we will need to pack the fences and grandstand with the craziest fans, ready to will their favourite driver to the podium. Every sport needs rivalries, and the IDC has created some of the most heated in recent years. With all scores reset to zero, every driver laced their boots with a newfound sense of intent at round one. To further shake things up, a host of young drivers were ready to walk over their peers in order to see their name in lights.
Last year we got some glimpse into the pro class. It's a big difference, but I think I can adapt to the challenge, and yeah, I'm driving hard this weekend, and I'm going for the win.
This year now, stepping up to pro, been admiring the lads in pro for years, but it's time to forget all that now and try and join in and make a name for ourselves and hopefully have a good result.
What about putting a 15-year legacy on the line? Drivers from the UK and as far afield as Australia were ready to put an Irish home soil undefeated streak to bed once and for all.
We're coming here to take the streak, and I've got nothing else on my mind. Last year it was a hope, but this year we're coming for it.
And finally, add the most important ingredient of all, belief. IDC drivers, fans and crew pride themselves on becoming heroes for the weekend despite all adversity or odds. That much ambition to prove the world wrong can be a dangerous and powerful thing. What would happen next would change the course of the Irish Drift Championship, maybe forever. With the largest grid ever assembled aiming for a place in the top 16 main event, qualifying would take no prisoners. Each driver had just 2 chances to impress the judges and achieve a higher score than their opponents. After a poor start to the 2017 season, Dwayne McKeever was ready to lay down the gauntlet in 2018 and storm to the top of the leaderboard in impressive fashion.
Absolutely flying is McKeever on those Tri-Ace tyres as he fires it to the wall. Already damaged from previous wall runs. Look at this from McKeever.
88.3 for Dwayne McKeever, puts him into first position.
Jack Shanahan had made some major improvements and changes to his S14 in the off-season, but the 2017 champion looked like he was struggling more than ever. The forever underdog Paul McCarthy had added almost twice the horsepower to his BMW in the off-season, meaning he was now one of the favourites to go to the final. Mark McBurney had made a reputation for himself doing some incredible stuff in practice days, but when it comes to the big show, that's when you gotta produce some big moments.
He's gonna do it again, baby.
Oh! What was that? Wow! What was that?
Look at this! Right, he just destroyed the front bumper and then dealt with 32.
Jack Shanahan goes through to the top 8.
An international driver hasn't won an Irish event in over 15 years. 2 guys determined to change that statistic are the Australian Mitch Larner and Englishman Steve Biaggioni. Both have come pretty close in the past, but were feeling even more confident this weekend. As fate would have it, they would face off against each other in the top 16.
Transition from them, Larner looks a little bit sketchy.
Oh!
Larner all over Banksy. Mitch Larner absolutely right in the side of Banksy. Big aggression from Banksy as he fires it in. Can he stay with Larner? Larner, big angle, Banksy, early transition. Larner looking good, about to make a dive. Oh! Bagsy all over Mitch Lardner. Unbelievable driving from both
That
of these
is
guys.
incredible.
Whoa.
Both drivers left it all on the track and received the first standing ovation of the year as the Mondello grandstand erupted in excitement. What was the right call? Well, it was the one everyone wanted, a one more time. Could there be any separating these heavyweights second time around?
Look at the initiation from Bagsy. Can he hold it? Just about keeps it together. As Lardner giving Bagsy a little bit of room now. Lardner starting to make the dive through link ECU. All over the back end of Bagsy's car. Lardner looking for the kill. Whoa! Whoa! Door to door through looking for it. Look at Lardner pushing Bagsy across the line.
Bagsy's going to get a radio call here saying, push him off the circuit or you're going home.
This one would come down to the wire, and Mitch Lardner would push harder than ever before to edge the advantage. The Australian Mitch Lardner may have edged the win this time around, but Bagsy will certainly be back for vengeance later this year.
Look at McBurney! What was that?
Whoa! Wow.
Big impact.
Alan Hines is one of the most promising new drivers on the grid, but he would have to step it all up this year as he headed into the pro class for his debut. He would go up against a car with twice the horsepower in the top 8, leaving most to think he hadn't got a shot. After a grueling one more time, Hines couldn't take down the Australian. But it left us all wondering, what's he going to be capable of for the rest of the year? Paul McCarthy was looking like a favourite to take the win, but he would debeat a tyre on initiation, pushing his turbo-powered BMW to the edge of the circuit and into the most violent wheel drop we've ever seen. With his suspension suffering irreparable damage, Mitch Lardner would be awarded third step on the podium automatically. Remember we were talking about the new blood in IDC? Well, it doesn't come much newer than 14-year-old Conor Shanahan. He would find himself in the round 1 final facing two-time champion Dwayne McKeever, who had yet to be defeated in 2018. Could Conor step up to the plate, or would Dwayne's dominance continue? A packed Mondello Park was on their feet for the first final of the year, and you could cut the tension with a knife. It was time to send them over the hill one last time.
Look at Shanahan!
Look at Shanahan all the way inside Dwayne McKeever.
Oh, McKeever drops wheels!
Shanahan pushing McKeever around link ECU corner.
Shanahan going for a big dive in front of the grandstand.
Shanahan would lose a rear tyre as he followed McKeever off the track, leaving everybody wondering who held the advantage after the first run. Both drivers knew it was all on the line with one pass of the circuit left in the competition.
Big dive through the first corner, and he's right there with Conor Shanahan through the smoke. Oh! McKeever sticks it to the wheel.
Almost contact as they transition
And
onto the
watch the
wall.
dive from McKeever, throws it to the wall.
Drifting creates stories unlike anything else in motorsport, and the podium at round 1 was a testament to that claim. An Australian making 5 trips a year to compete in Ireland, a 14-year-old school kid from Cork, and the most dominant driver currently competing in Europe all held their trophies high after what may go down in the record books as the most exciting season opener in Irish drift history. With 5 events left on the calendar and our next event taking place on a dock in Dunleary, can you really afford to miss what happens next? I've got my ticket. Have you got yours?